Imagine this. One moment, bread is still cooling on a windowsill. The next, only the birds remain. How do 300 people simply vanish between a single sunset and sunrise? This isn't fiction. This is the haunting mystery of Warren Percy. Across the globe, entire villages have been erased from the map, leaving behind silent ruins and questions that echo through time. What force could compel hundreds of people to abandon their homes, their meals, their entire lives, in an instant disappearing without a single trace? Let's travel back to 1450, to a small English parish called Warren Percy. Stone cottages line a dusty track. Sheep graze on the green ridges, and smoke curls up from thatched roofs. Life was tough, sure, but it was predictable. You knew your neighbors, the blacksmith, the baker, the midwife. Children's laughter filled the churchyard. A tax map from 1332 lists 54 taxpayers here, but by 1527, that roll was completely blank. Today, the site is just a quiet meadow, a landscape of gentle humps and bumps, visited only by sheep and archaeologists. A chilling reminder of a community that was just gone. The mystery deepened in 1850 when a local vicar noticed the village street itself had vanished. As he explored it, he found hearthstones still in place, a grinding stone left by a doorway, and nails still fixed in old beams. Curiously, nothing of value had been taken. Even the cattle were found in nearby fields, lowing at the emptiness. Local stories whispered that everyone had left during a single, harsh winter night. There were no bodies, no signs of a raid or fire, just a profound, unsettling absence. Modern excavations uncovered more clues. Pots were found sitting on hearths, grain was still in storage pits, and a child's leather shoe lay by a bed, as if just taken off. Carbon dating shows most activity stopped around the 1480s. Scientists tested the soil. There was no plague DNA, no buried weapons, no layer of ash from a great fire. But the manor's records tell a different story. They show the lord converting farmland into sheep pasture because the price of wool had skyrocketed. Yet, the official eviction orders only list 8 families, not the 54 households that once lived there. The paperwork just doesn't add up. It feels too clean, too incomplete. And Warren Percy isn't alone. Over 3,000 deserted medieval villages are scattered across England. The Black Death was devastating, but many places recovered. What seems to have delivered the final blow was economics. With labor scarce after recurring plagues, landowners realized they could make more money from sheep than from tenant farmers. So, they enclosed the common fields, kicked people off the land, and let the villages return to grass. This pattern isn't unique to England. We see echoes of it in Ireland's Great Famine, in the depopulated lands of Ottoman Hungary, and even in the forced collectivization of 1930s Kazakhstan. The reasons change, but the result is eerily similar. Displacement and silence. Still, the locals in the Yorkshire wolds have their own explanation. On quiet, windless nights, you might just catch the soft creak of old cartwheels on a long-gone road. Some tell the tale of the Piper of Newtown, a stranger who, after being cheated of his payment for luring away the town's rats, returned and piped away all the children. While historians dismiss these as folklore, the stories persist like a stubborn fog. Every culture has its own tale of a town taken away, often as a punishment for greed or breaking ancient promises. These tales survive because a cold, bureaucratic ledger entry never feels as real as a curse. So, what's the real story? Profit or the paranormal? The historical documents point to a clear motive. Landlords profited from clearing the land. But history is written by the victors, and official records can easily hide violence or coercion. Silence can hide a lot. Take Al Madam in the UAE. For example, this ghost town has been abandoned since the 19th, and no one really knows why. When authorities benefit and no one is left to speak for the dispossessed, history offers footnotes, not headlines. The supernatural explanation gives us the emotional closure that bureaucracy so often denies. Think of modern ghost towns like Craco in Italy, a stunning cliff-top village abandoned after landslides, its empty windows staring out like hollow eyes. Or consider Japan, where declining birth rates are turning rural hamlets into forests almost overnight. The causes shift: economics, disaster, demographics, but the outcome always rhymes. Homes become husks, stories become legends, and the maps are quietly redrawn. Today, if you visit Waram-Persi, you won't see much. Archaeologists have reburied the foundations to protect them. All that remains are subtle ridges in the grass. But if you stand there at dusk, you can trace the outlines of each family's plot in the low light. There's no grand monument, no plaque listing the names of the vanished. Their legacy is the meadow itself, kept open by the grazing of sheep, the very animals that replaced them. In the end, history gives us a mechanism: enclosure, eviction, and profit. Folklore gives us the chilling music, the sound of pipes in the dark, a debt and pied, a collective gasp swallowed by the earth. But both answers feel incomplete, don't they? The mystery lingers, pacing the green ridges where a village once breathed. And perhaps the greatest vanishing act of all is our modern assumption that progress always leaves clear, honest footprints. What do you think really happened? Was it cold, hard economics? Or is there a darker story the land refuses to forget? Let me know your theory in the comments below, and if you know of a vanished town near you, share its story. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the forgotten corners of history.